Welcome to Roll Q, where super nerds tell a great story with questionable accents. I'm your GM Q. Like and subscribe. My kids said to say that. And we saved you a seat. So come on, have a seat. Let's roll some dice. We begin leaving the room of Rosavalda and Thornbolt Durst. Their spirits have possessed Lyriel and Gummer respectively. They promise their possession will be nice and polite. And you are on your way back to the library to try the new amber shard that you found. As you're approaching, it actually feels like everything seems normal. You're walking toward the staircase and it looks exactly like a normal staircase would look that you just came down. Cautiously, you walk up said staircase. And as you arrive at the top, you arrive in the room with the grandfather clock. Odd, but that's the room we descended from. And there are 4 doors in the room, as there ought to be, and the east door stands open, also as it ought to. Looking in the east door, you are looking into the conservatory. Everything looks right, even down to the figurine smashed on the floor. You look south, and that door is still ajar as well, heading into what very much appears to be the library.
Is
Well,
anybody else freaked out that everything's exactly the same?
mean,
Normally it wouldn't be, but yeah, a little.
I'm actually quite grateful for this because I was very turned around and could not visualize anything as a player personally. But as Oksana, I couldn't get out of my head that there was blood everywhere.
And dust.
Oh yes,
Okay, you're still covered in head to toe in 1,000-year-old dust, aren't you?
I am. It makes me feel closer to those from the past. Cormac, how are you feeling?
Well, I don't think it's me we should be worried about. Those of you with, what should we call them? Companions? Or riders, perhaps? Worried more about you. Are they behaving themselves in there?
Lyriel, you hear in your head, we're doing all right, aren't we?
Yes, Rose, we're fine. Thank you, Cormac, but she's behaving. I think we're okay. It's just so weird that everything is exactly the same considering how much this house moves. But Rose, is there anything that is not as you think it should ought to be?
Oh,
Good
gosh.
question.
No, everything seems normal. I remember this library. Father didn't let us come in very often. But I remember seeing him sitting at his desk. The conservatory is where we took our dancing lessons, and it looks as it should. Everything looks all right to me.
I mean, it is strange, but the house has been able to do whatever it wanted to us up until now, change at will, without us really understanding or being able to affect it. So in a sense, this is just a new species of our lack of control.
Ooh,
Or maybe it's
focused
behaving
really
differently
hard
because
on
the kids are with us.
On not saying every dirty joke I can in my head.
Gummer's like, don't think about sex.
Or anything. Really, anything.
so
Yeah.
which one of these doors have we not been in?
The only door you haven't been in is, well, if it's a door, that niche in the wall
Oh, right.
that Cormac's amber fit kind of well in, but not exactly. You now have another piece of amber that you got from the Durst's bedroom in a jewelry box.
Who has it? Cormac?
I think I do.
And Cormac has it.
Okay. Oksana is literally going to try to open the door. Is it open or closed?
The door is open,
Okay.
but the library has no exit doors. So the only way to get out is either the way you came, or if that button will do something.
So oh my god, are we already in the library room?
Yes, I railroaded you into the library. I hope that was all right.
Okay, yes. I try like to take Cormac by he's half Goliath, so it's probably like on the wrist and say, come on, let's go. And whether or not he let me do that is up to him. But I like try to grab him and drag him to get us out of this house. Let's go. We
Well,
need
I
your
guess
shard.
in addition to the house sending me where it wants, now you're taking me where you want, but okay.
I will take you where I want.
Sam
mean-
will say, Cormac, it is better to just go with it with Oksana. Sometimes I have learned.
It is all consent, people. It is all consent. It just, just want to move forward. Let us
Well,
go.
If that is the lesson, I like to think I'm a quick study, and I go easily with her.
Quick study. Sana has taken.
Okay, you are standing right in front of it. The book is missing where it should be missing. The books you looked at are placed on the desk the way they ought to be. And that niche is there in the wall, exactly as it was when you left this room.
Well, let's try the new one, shall we?
Yes.
Try sticking in there.
It glows. The last one did too. This time, however, as it glows, you start to hear a scraping, and an entire wall of books begins to shift backwards, hinging on the left and opening a wide, dark passage. Immediately upon looking into the passage, you see not a spiral staircase, but a deep, wide staircase of mortared stone. Cobwebs are thick as it descends into the darkness below. Those of you with dark vision, you can see the 60 feet down, but the staircase seems to extend further than that.
Does anybody not have dark vision? Can anybody not see?
I cannot, but I can pretty easily create some light by which to see, as long as we think it won't be trouble. I think anything here knows we're here.
Not to get all dwarf. Does it extend further than 120 feet?
The light does not know.
No, but I have
Yours.
120 feet of dark vision.
You feel like you can see the bottom.
Okay.
It appears to just level out.
I am looking. Why do I feel like I do not have dark vision?
Well, I can
Don't you
cast
double
light
sight?
if anybody can't see, but
Yeah,
I don't know
I
if we
was gonna-
necessarily want to.
You should have. You might have Devil's Sight to see in the dark.
I have devil's sight.
Great.
I love
Devils can see in the dark.
Thank you. I took.
So as this sort of smell of must and mildew with a tinge of sewage wafts up to you at the top of these stairs, what do you do?
First thing
Rose, I
Gummer
assume-
does is turn around
Go
and
ahead,
say, that smells not me.
I don't know, Gummer. You were talking about shit in your pants earlier. I don't know whether to trust you or not.
I was using an outhouse.
Well, if this is the smell, I'm not sure I want to see, but probably best I don't lose my step this high up the staircase. So let's just try this and sort of clink his little piece of quartz against his ring. Say, Valo. And his ring begins to glow.
It casts light. There
Yeah.
seems to be no magic stopping it. It projects light just as it should.
I will click cast prestidigitation on the smelly parts.
Okay.
I will
Are
do
you
the
going
same
to
for all of the
continue
spider
casting it all
webs.
the way down the stairs?
No, I only give one effort. For me only.
It's really nice for about the first little bit. And then slowly the smell creeps back in.
Can't have everything. So did we walk down the stair yet?
You have not.
Rose, I assume this is the right way to go.
Well, it's the only way to go, isn't it?
Well, didn't hurt to check with the creepy ghost inside my head.
I wouldn't call her creepy.
I'm trying not to be creepy. I'm not creeping at all.
Do we hear these? Does Gummer?
Yeah, I apologize. I don't know if you actually said that out loud or not.
No,
Yeah,
anything
no.
I say to Rose, I do say out loud, but I guess you
All
can't
right.
hear her response.
So we should ask. We should. Oh my God. Act as if we are hearing these or being relayed.
No, when Rose and Thorn speak, you cannot hear them. Lyriel is the only one who can hear Rose, and Gummer is the only one who can hear Thorn when they speak.
Okay.
So unless they specifically say that they repeat it,
But anytime you hear me speaking to Rose, Lyriel is verbally speaking. She's not just in her head.
Got you. Thank you.
Well, in that case, what does she say?
Rose?
This is the. I think this is the right way. We were only down here once, and it was the last time we were anywhere. I think this is it.
She thinks we're on the right track. She's only been here once, but I guess we go ahead,
What do
assuming
we
this
l-
is the crypts and to get out.
What do the walls look like, and are there more blood things or like
Good question.
scratch
The
marks?
There are no marks at all, although the stone is so rough hewn, it would be very difficult to see any sort of mark or scratch. You would certainly be able to see blood or stain, and you can't see any at the moment. The stairs and the walls are clearly stone, clearly, natural, but clearly carved out of natural rock.
You guys, I don't know that I think this is the way to like, where we need to go to get rid of demon. I mean, there should be blood everywhere. There isn't. That day.
As though spurring you forward from 2 rooms over, you hear the grandfather clock strike 10.
Okay, let's go.
Agreed.
Agreed.
As you descend those stairs slowly, the cobwebs just break in front of you, whether you just let them hit you or whether you sort of pull them aside. It's almost like a wedding veil is pulled away each time you break one. And just like the mist seemed to beckon you forward, this beckons you forward at all. The stairway draws you deeper and deeper. You descend a long way, 100 feet. And finally, the descent levels out. And the staircase ends at what is a darkened landing of packed earth. Not stone, but hard packed earth. And straight ahead of you, there is a narrow tunnel. Looks like
Bummer.
there are timber braces supporting it. And these stone walls do seem to bleed, at least
Summer,
from this distance.
Can you look at this dirt and do you know anything about dirt?
I know everything about dirt. I don't know how much I can tell you.
Well, is it like, never mind, dirt is dirt. It is fine. I will just,
He is
can you tell if
scandalized,
there's,
but he stops himself from lecturing you on how all dirt is not the same.
yes, because he is very good. He has learned not to dwarf splain. Very important. There's blood. Oksana just starts going forward.
To your disappointment, once you get close enough to put your fingers on it, you realize it's just kind of red clay. It's not, in fact, blood. But as you reach up and touch the stones, down this hallway, torches light up. You're now looking down this long stone hallway. It's probably about 8 feet wide. And there are little, I want to use the word niches again, but these are not
Oh.
niches like a niche, but like a walking, like places to turn that don't have any doorways, just openings. And there are equal sets of them going down. And at the end of the hallway appears to be some kind of statue.
I vote we send Sam to go look at the statue.
I mean, does the statue look like Sam?
The statue does not appear to look like Sam. It has 2 legs and 2 arms and a head.
So
Other than that, it does
these-
not seem to look like Sam. It seems too
So-
thin.
So we have to pass these room niches to get to the statue.
Oh, yes.
Are they like closets, kind of?
They're
they-
like, okay. You know,
do we
when-
see anything in there as we are
you
walking?
won't see, as you're walking by, you'll be able to look inside each one.
I do this with us.
So do you guys want to establish a marching order? You can go 2 by 2 if you wish.
I'll be up front
I
with Sam.
definitely say Sam in front.
Well,
I
Oksana
will
wants
go
to be
in front.
but I will be in back. I am range person. We'll clean up mess.
Yeah, I'm like, obviously, I've already sort of suggested this statue in the distance is pretty thin, so I don't think it's too triggering. But I'm still giving it a wary eye and hanging back with Oksana, so I'll be in the back as well.
So maybe Gummer,
Oksana
Sam,
was going to
Muriel,
invite you.
Cormac, and Oksana.
Yes, Oksana will definitely suggest that Cormac stay with her.
Gummer, should we start walking down the hall now?
Nothing else to be done. Yeah.
With that, Sam will turn.
Are these little alcoves illuminated by the torches?
Yes, each one seems to have a torch. The torches are just before the niche, so it's torch, niche, torch, niche, torch. So it kind of lights the opening, the doorway opening as you walk past it.
Right.
So the first crypt to your left is just empty. Looks like it's earth. There is a crypt on the right that reads Walter Durst. When you look inside that crypt, it is awful. There are swollen, bloody cysts that are covering the wall of this crypt, almost like tumors. As you're looking, every once in a while, one will pulsate and burst, and streams of pus will ooze down and collect on the floor. And each time, there's a little burst. You hear the quiet whimpers of an infant. And then there is the sound of distant humming. The tune that is hum, of course, is Waltz for Clara. When that tune begins to be hummed, quiet whimpers go away. As you continue forward, you reach Gustav and Elizabeth's crypts, which are across from one another. So the crypt of Gustav Durst is the only one that looks like a crypt ought to look. There's a stone coffin lying atop a sort of dusty stone bier. It's completely silent. Looks like a crypt. As you turn your heads to the right, Elizabeth's crypt has a kind of thick and acrid, almost miasma that hangs over the interior. There is a coffin with the top and a stone bier, but the floor around it is littered with the bodies of hundreds of dead termites. Hundreds and hundreds of them. Enough termites that you notice them when you look over. Some of them are even clinging to this elongated, bloated body of what seems to be a termite queen.
What was the word you used that was for smart people?
Miasma.
That was very, very attractive. What does that mean?
A big word for Elma.
Okay.
They used to think it's how diseases spread. Like they thought that's what gave everybody cholera. They just like, it's the miasma. Turned out it was just bad drinking water.
Germs.
It is. I
Yeah.
have 3 humanities educators in this room. Sorry.
That means we can pronounce
Miasma.
words like miasma, but we don't know what they mean. As you
Um,
continue forward, there are...
Sorry. I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead, please. Please.
Is there anything here that would indicate why termites would be present?
Is there any wood?
There's not any wood that you can see. Everything down here is stone and rock. Sort of get the metaphor of the queen with the bodies all over her, but the fact that they are termites is not really explainable.
That's why they're dead. They starved to death.
Don't like this. Of the many, many things that we've seen in this terrible house, the
It's the
pile
termite.
of termites nowhere near wood is just driving Gummer crazy.
So, go ahead. Continue.
2 crypts remain before you reach the statue. They are the crypts of Rose and Thorn. Both crypts have stone coffins, but the lids are off. The coffins lie open and empty. Gummer, you hear in your head, please don't put us in there.
Let me show you what I think of this. And he's going to actually look at his hand as he flips off the crypt.
In your head. Oh, you did the finger.
That's right. That's right. Do you want to do it too?
Yeah.
He's going
You
to
all of a
cast Mage Hand, and he's going to allow Thorn to flip
So-
off the crypt.
Thorn, very unpracticed. It doesn't come naturally to, he sort of, and eventually you see there's not another mage hand, but one finger at a time is peeled down until eventually, and Thorn says, this feels awful and great at the same time.
Yeah. That's living. That's living.
At the same time, while this is happening, Lyriel, you hear Rose in your head say, please don't leave us here. Please don't put our bones here. It says we belong. We do not belong. I don't want to belong here. Please don't put us here.
Don't worry, Rose. We won't leave you here unless, you turn out to be horrible and give us a reason to leave you here. But right now, we have no intention of leaving you here.
Thank you.
Rose, do you know what this statue is?
It's, no, I don't know who it is. It's not father, but it's a man. What you see is that at the end, there's sort of a curved alcove. And against the walls, there are moldy skeletons, probably half a dozen of them, hanging from sort of rusty shackles, their mouths all hanging open. The statue actually looks like it's a likeness of a gaunt and pale-faced man. He's wearing a sort of voluminous black cloak. His left hand is resting on the head of a wolf that sits beside him. And the statue's right hand is held out as though trying to take your hand. The statue's gaze looks down toward you, and it's as though the artist was able to create a cold and cruel glint to the eye of this statue. There is text on the bottom of the statue, and it reads, "The Dark Lord's eyes see all." There seems to be no way out that is apparent.
Is there
Well-
anything on? Sorry.
Go you.
Is there anything on the statue that? I mean, are we all around the statue now?
I would think, yeah. The alcove is big enough for you don't have to be in a line anymore. You can kind of spread a little, if you like.
Okay, so Sam, you are the tallest. Then Cormac, you are in the middle, and Gummer, you are at the bottom. Can you just rotate around statue to see if there is any like lever or something like that?
By rotate around, do you mean that I should walk all the way around or just rotate my head around to look?
Pivot.
I would really love to see both, actually. The latter sounds fun. Is that something you can do?
I can, but I feel as though I should say that if I am walking around the statue and rotating my head, my looking will be very inefficient.
Yes, I am. I want efficient looking. Please.
I will use my head. He starts to lean and look.
If you find anything, anyone, don't be too hasty with it. Never assume that a statue is just a statue.
From my vantage point, I do not see anything except the skeletons on the walls that we can all see.
What about
Can we?
my shorter friends?
Okay.
Gummer,
Is there some reason, Oksana, you think that a person of one height cannot look up and down a statue?
I was just trying to like have everyone be focused. Like Sam focus on top portion, you I mean, I don't really know your height, I forgot. But I do have eyes, so I'm going to assume that she would be like mid, and then Gummer would be more like down south area. Seems like he has a lot of experience, you know. Not like that, like going potty and stuff. Would know, like, you know, what. Never mind.
We'll all look very carefully.
Thank you.
So as the two of you look behind, at whatever height you choose to look, you don't see anything.
Can we
Actually, go ahead and
what is
make investigation checks. Sam
As they
shall
do
make one
this,
as well.
can I start looking at skeleton?
Yes, what would you like to figure out about said skeleton?
I would like to. Are well, go ahead with their thing.
Well, that was hopefully not wasted on a weird check. A natural 20 for a 25.
Woo-hoo.
Good prayer.
19 for me.
So both of you will see Cormac sees it sooner. There is in the very center of the back of this alcove, there is a very, very thin line leading from top to bottom. So it appears there very well could be a way for this to open. So there is a vertical line. It seems as though there is a possibility then of this opening. The vertical line is too perfect to be a crack, but there is no lever visible.
I don't see anything further on the statue itself, but there does seem to be a seam on the wall behind. There's something that might open, perhaps? I can't imagine any way to trigger something about this statue other than taking that unpleasant fellow's hand.
I have no
Can you-
intention of doing that.
Can you describe the skeletons again, like how they are arranged?
They are all hung by their wrists, shackled by their wrists. That seems to be the only way in which they were suspended by the wrist.
Are they on the ceiling or on the wall?
No, they're hanging on the walls. Like imagine the statue is here and they surround him on the walls of the alcove behind him.
And how close are they?
Oh gosh, they're probably, I don't know, 3 feet between each one.
Oksana's going to walk around and around the bottom and where they are hung, standing, looking for a key. And at the same time, she is like trying to proportion herself to be like, what would this have felt like? Like, you know, just
So,
awkward and sick.
so have you make 2 separate checks for that. First, investigation for a key.
It is 14.
Doesn't seem to be a key. You do notice that they do all have their heads, and the alcove sort of makes it so. But none of them have their heads tilted to the side. All of their heads are straight and they're staring right at this statue. And the mouths are all hung, fallen open. In terms of trying to figure out what it was like, I guess I will have you make a nature check.
17.
Well, they've been here too long to know how they died precisely. There's not, though, any kind of nice and peaceful death that ends with you in shackles and your feet off the ground.
Can I follow up with, did they die before and then get hung up? Could that be deduced?
With a 17, I don't know if it would be possible to deduce that, because you do think that these skeletons do seem to be the right age. They do seem to be a solid 1,000 years old. There's nothing left but bone. There's no clothing. I mean, maybe the clothing was taken off them before, but there's really not anything to indicate exactly how they died. You look at the ground, there doesn't seem to be any blood or anything that's still there. And you try to look at the wrists to see how much weight was borne. It's impossible to tell.
Okay. So
Mm,
we
go
think something is going to move this. Lyriel, what do you think?
I mean, honestly, I assume we're gonna have to shake the guy's head, but one more thing before we do. Does the statue have eyes? Like clearly discernible eyes, or is it just kind of roughly hewn?
The eyes are very clearly discernible. These are the most discernible eyes you've ever seen on a statue in your entire life.
Can I try to discern where the eyes are looking?
They're looking right at you.
Oh, great, awesome, creepy.
Like Lyriel Only?
Or
Or
just
do
like
we
they're
all feel
looking.
the same way?
You
Yeah.
all feel the same way.
Oh, great.
The eyes
So
are looking
the eyes follow
directly.
you. Okay.
Before we touch the creepy statue, does someone have a crowbar or something that we could use to try and pry open this wall?
I have a seagull.
I will look in my inventory to see if I perhaps have a crowbar.
I only have seagull.
Do you think that you could possibly use a flute or dice to pry this open?
Not without breaking it, I don't think.
Yes,
Not
I,
there.
I would hate for you to give up your flute. House.
Gummer will pull out his dagger. Would the blade even be able to fit in this line?
The blade will just barely fit, yes. It's tight and you can feel it scrape as it goes in. But it does fit.
He'll try to kind of wedge and push.
Wedge and push.
You push to the point where it's about 50-50 whether this will open or whether your knife will snap. There is the tiniest bit of give, but you can see the knife blade is starting to bend a little more than you'd want it to.
You need another dagger. I have 2.
If you're not going to use them, yeah.
I'm not going to use them. I hope.
Okay.
So, Oksana, are you handing Gummer the dagger or are you joining him to
I
try
think
to
I
use
will
the dagger yourself?
Join him with at least one of the daggers and maybe hand it to someone else so we can all daggerize this thing.
All right, I would like one of you to roll a d4. And you would like to get a 4 or a 3.
I'll roll. Wait, no. Who? Wait, who's doing it?
You guys can choose.
Wait. Oh, Cormac, you rolled the nat 20.
Cormac has not got his knife in the door. This is between
who-
you and Gummer. You and Gummer are the two with your knives, and you're
got a
prying them to the
19.
very, very edge of what may or may not happen.
This is your call. If you are. Am I doing it?
Yes, you're doing it. I'm looking at screen waiting.
4.
4.
Yes.
Just as the knife feels like it's about to snap, there's a little bit of give. And you're able to pull it wide enough for Sam to then reach and get his fingers in and use his strength to pry it. As it opens, the statue turns away. And there
Away
is
from the
now.
door?
Yeah, it's as though when you pull that side of the door, it seems that the statue is on that part of ground or something. Because when you pull the door open, the statue seems to rotate with you pulling that door.
It should have
Well, at least
almost.
somebody had to touch the creepy statue.
I was on the verge of it, so Cormac would have been kind of staring at the eye, and the spell is kind of broken as the thing moves out of his view. So, oh, you got it open.
Yeah.
We are very good at what we do.
Evidently.
Less old creepy pants there isn't staring at us anymore.
He's far from the scariest statue I've ever crossed paths with, but there is something about him that is menacing.
Cormac, pretty soon you're going to
Very.
have to tell us about all these
Yes.
creepy statues in your past. But I think we need to get a move on. We've only got a couple hours left to go.
Opening this door reveals more stone steps. These ones much narrower. This is definitely single file heading down these steps. It goes down to a landing, and then the steps do seem to turn. So you can only see as far as the landing.
I will go last.
Very bold of you.
Actually, I'm just hoping you go in first so I can watch you keep walking.
I was going to say watch our rears, but then, yeah.
I mean, not going to lie, I won't get to see Sam, so I've got to choose, you know.
But it's
No, it's your
downstairs. I
second
do
choice.
have pretty nice hair, so
I won't be looking at that. Let's move on.
So Sam first, I presume. Then
Yes, I feel as though Sam would volunteer to go first. However, since I am the DM playing Sam, I would like to be given specific instructions from those that are players in the game, and I will follow them.
I
would
definitely
like
feel like
to do-
Sam always wants to go first.
I vote.
I will go first. He begins to walk down the stairs.
Gummer will go second.
I'll go behind Gummer.
I will precede Oksana.
Oksana will go last.
So when we're attacked from behind, Oksana's the first one to go. Got it.
I am willing to make this sacrifice.
So are we.
Luke, can you do just past that? Are you able to shut your faces? Are you able to make Sam, the puppet Sam, move or tell you what to do with Sam?
I can try. Sure. I mean, we're going down to the landing.
I will keep going down the stairs, and if there is a point at which you would like me to stop, just say, Sam, stop, and I will stop.
I
I think at the landing. I think that's a good.
I will go down first to the landing. Sam will walk down to the landing. As it turns right, Sam will say, up the stairs. It goes down to another landing and turns right again. Shall I keep going?
to the landing, yes.
As Sam heads down and you start to head down towards this landing, a very thin mist is starting to come up through the stairs, even though they are stone and there should not be any openings. Sam will get to the landing and say, there is another set of stairs leading to another landing, and it appears the mist has returned, though it is low right now.
How far is it going up on Gummer?
Well, the thing is, it's low enough. I don't think that Gummer would necessarily have shorter feet than the rest of you, from like floor to top of foot. So I would say about bottom of ankle. In this way, Gummer is completely your equal.
In every other way, he's better.
Don't know about that.
Well, the mist brought us here in one way or another. And there's nowhere else to go. Down to the
Well,
mist.
I do wonder. You say the mist brought us here, but we walked. I wonder if the mist separates that terrible house from everything else. Perhaps we're actually leaving the environs of the house.
Even better.
Well, I agree, but keep a close thought on those within you, the children. See if it affects them at all.
Yes.
Hearing you say that,
Mm.
Rose will say in Lyriel's head, this is not the way out. This
What do you
is
mean
the
this
way.
is not the way out?
This is the way to the bottom.
Oh, Rose says this is just the way to the bottom of the crypt.
Well, I mean, does she not know her own house? Like, it moved all over the place, so...
She's only been here
Maybe-
once.
Was there
Okay.
mist that time?
Rose?
I don't remember. I don't think so. I don't remember any mist at all. Where we live,
Should
it's not
remember mist.
Where we live, it's not particularly misty.
We would beg to differ. There was a lot of mist on our way here, but okay.
Perhaps it's changed. It's been a very long time since I've been outside.
She doesn't remember mists the last time. What about Thorn?
What about it?
What's that?
Do you remember being down here before?
I'll remember going down the steps, but after a while, I just sort of closed my eyes and held Rose's hand. So I sort of remember how it sounded and how it smelled. And it smells the same. I don't hear any sound yet.
What was the sound you heard that time?
It was a sort of. It was like a screaming, but it was also. I don't really. It was like a screaming, but it was also a little bit squishy. Sort of like when the cook stabs a knife in a piece of meat before she cuts it.
He didn't care for it last time he was here, but he said it smells the same, and he remembers the sound not unlike a squishy screaming. So, if we start to hear that, I mean, squishy screaming is not something that I think we should embrace, really.
Rose, how far down does this turn? We're on our third landing now. How many times does it turn around and keep going?
I don't remember for sure, but I think we're almost there.
She doesn't remember, but she doesn't think we're far from the bottom. So I guess on to the next landing, Sam.
Sam walks down to the next landing. And as he gets to the bottom, he looks up and says, "This is not a landing. It appears we have reached the bottom."
Then time to go forward.
Yeah, what do you see, Sam?
There are a lot of cracks in the ceiling and the walls. And in one corner, there is a large pile of. I cannot describe it in one word, but it is very tall. Not quite as tall as I am, but very close.
Move forward enough for us to join you unless there's some good reason you think you shouldn't proceed.
I do not see any immediate threat. I will move forward. He does.
And although I'm not right behind him, I would like us to. I'm
Yeah.
gently nudging.
When
him.
Gummer moves forward, Lyriel will move forward. And
So what you see is a pile. As Sam said, it's about as tall as he is. It's just a pile of rotting clothing and armor and bits of coin and metal. It's a 6-foot pile of stuff that would have been stripped off of bodies
does it
and piled up
seem
in a
like?
corner.
Can I get close enough to decipher? Rose said previously that she heard through the years, it has seemed like there has been sound throughout the house. Does it seem like perhaps there's like age? Like, can you tell that there were different bursts of
Chronological strata.
like you know when they like the Grand Canyon, you can see the
Gotcha.
layers of the rock. Can you see that in the pile?
Make a nature check. Since we're discerning entropy, I suppose.
11.
Can we
11.
name? Can we name? If we are naming episodes, can this be discerning entropy?
Sure.
Carbon dating.
It might be more rotted at the bottom, but it also might just be that your brain tells you it would be more rotted at the bottom.
Okay.
You're close enough, though, to see that even at the top, there's nothing in here that is usable. Everything is rotted. The metal is rusty. The clothes are barely holding together at all.
But you can't tell anything about like the style or the age of the items. Is more what I meant. Like
Make a history check then.
history. Okay. History is also +1. That's an 18.
18. It may be that the clothing on the bottom seems to be, though it's very hard to tell through the rot, it may be a bit heavier, as though it was a colder climate. In terms of styles of dress, the clothing at the bottom is just too rotted to tell. The clothing at the top much of the material seems to either be rough and thick, almost as though it were part of a military uniform, or a sort of thin, almost lace that would have been part of a dress of some kind.
I have a question, Lyriel.
Mhm.
Can you ask Rose if when she was with Clara and Clara would play this would Clara play a lullaby or a song per se?
She
Um,
would she didn't play an instrument, but she was the one you assume that she's the one you hear humming that waltz that was written for her.
did um did Rose ever hear Clara either hum that song or sing a lullaby while she was, because sorry, you know how like you referenced that they got to know the baby when the baby was in her belly.
Mhm.
She did say that.
So what I am trying to get at is, does Rose know the tune of Clara's waltz? And was that a positive experience with her and the baby, and how babies move and stuff like inside the belly? And I know
So
it seems random. I'm just
Lyriel doesn't have to ask her. Rose can hear you.
She can hear
She
you.
just can't
oh
speak
oh
to you. She
gotcha.
can hear
Okay.
you fine. She'll say, "It was Clara's favorite song. Father actually composed it for her," he said. "He said it was just because she was such a nice dancer that he felt he should compose it for her. So she very much liked it, and she would hum it to the baby very often."
At this point, would we like be able to hum a few melody, like a few bars of it? Have we heard
Oh,
it
probably. Oh,
enough?
sure. Yeah, at this point, you'd be able to hum.
I could probably play it if you wanted me to.
And then when we saw Rose, did we see and Thorn, did we see them in their form, other like clearly ghostly, but like did we see them as they would have looked back then, or did we see them as skeletal remains
Oh, good question. They looked exactly as they would have. They looked the exact same ages that they looked in the painting.
with the same, well, not same,
They're not
but they
wearing
would be wearing
identical same
clothing?
clothes. Yes. Yes, very much
Okay.
so.
Oksana would, um, with your permission, Rose, I would like to um shapeshift into your likeness to try to maybe help us if we need help.
I
So, is
I
that
have no idea what that means, but I don't. It's all right with me, I guess. I'm not going to ask questions. I'm just going to watch you do it, I guess. I don't really understand.
She doesn't understand, but she's not against it.
okay? Then I will change into but this is all I need to do. I don't need to RP at the moment.
Okay. So you would watch as Oksana, and it happens much more quickly than you might expect. It's almost within a second or two, it's done. But Oksana shrinks down, her hair unkinks and becomes a dark brown. All of her body parts on her frame get smaller. And then standing in front of you is as good a representation of Rose as you could possibly get. She looks a little pale, and there are aspects of her, she doesn't look painted, but there are aspects of her that seem a little general, almost as though this is a. You know how you can now apply a filter that makes you look completely washed out? And like your skin has not only no blemishes, but it's not even really almost skin? It's kind of like that. But
Like
she
this.
does look pretty much just like Rose. No, no, quite a bit
This
more
is
than that.
lighting, guys. This is not a filter.
Quite a bit more than that.
Okay.
You can see as you are finally looking away from this pile of junk. It's almost hard to see, but in the opposite corner, there's a bit of wall that's just not there. And it seems to be another pathway.
Does it seem to be full size, or is it like a hole?
Yeah, I'd say it's probably about, if the ceiling's probably about 10 foot high, then it's, I don't know, 10 by 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not like a big chunk of walls cut out. It's just the way that the lighting or lack of lighting is just makes it, you sort of don't notice it until you go, oh, that goes somewhere.
Got it.
I can't imagine anyone would call this pile of things organized, but it's a bit strange almost that it's all piled up in a sort of deliberate fashion, rather than just strewn about if there's some sort of horrid beast.
We already looked at the ceiling, right? Above it.
Sam described the ceiling, and you can look now too. The ceiling does look like it's not quite as stable as you'd like it to be.
But there isn't like a chute.
Oh, no. It's a whole ceiling. It's just that it seems to have these little line cracks in it.
All right.
Some thickish. But no, it appears the stairs you came down is the only way into this room.
I know this is tough. By our best estimation, and Gummer would bring it up with the group. What time is it?
We heard it chime 10.
I would say you went slowly enough that it's probably 10:30, 10:45 maybe. So if you walk over and sort of peek down where that space is missing, it looks like there's not steps, but it's actually a slope heading down. And the slope descends into, and about halfway down, it starts to descend into black, sort of murky water. And there is a rusted, closed portcullis, probably about 8 feet wide or so, at the bottom of that ramp.
Well, there must be a key somewhere. Right?
Perhaps.
So, going to look for a key.
So you can see, if you look to the left, there is a wheel made of wood that should, if you pull that wheel, open the portcullis, like pulling it.
Sam, do you mind trying? I mean, is there anything else in this room that we have yet to explore?
No,
I'm popping
just
back into
yeah, it's just the pile and the thing heading down.
Just a moment, though, if you would, Sam, and everyone. You know, I think I'm, as I said earlier, a pretty quick study. I learned many things, but I often did so by correspondence, checking with experts, and you've all been in here as long as I have and looked at this problem for the hours that I have as well. And I think we should just consult with each other for a moment. Am I the only one? I hope not. That thinks that the best guess we have is that the beast is Walter.
That's
So
what
we
I
have-
think.
If we're to try a name, I mean, the only other name that outstanding is that Drosha, I suppose, but that seems sort of random. If we're to try something, that would be my first try, right? All right. I didn't want to upset everyone and destroy our lives by calling out his name in command if someone disagreed. Well, anyway, I'm not certain, but I wanted to make sure I wasn't completely off on my own line of thinking.
No, I think Walter's the only name we have.
I agree.
Do we
Alright.
think that the creature is on the other side of this? A big word for Elmo? I can't remember the word he used.
The portcullis?
Yeah, that thing.
This is the most secure thing we've seen so far. Seems like the kind of thing you would have to keep something in.
It definitely also appears, and you won't know until you descend the ramp, but it does seem to open into something. And that something is, of course, submerged in water.
Has Rose of Thorn heard this or seen these?
I-
Have you seen it?
I've seen this far. I've not gone down inside. This is as far as we came.
No,
was about
this
here
is
that-
as far as she came.
It was about here that Mother caught us. Although when we were here before, there was no water here.
She said no, this is where they got when Elizabeth caught them, but there was no water.
I remember there was no water because I remember hearing my mother stomping towards us, and we thought to run, but we sort of froze, and then that was when she saw us.
Larry
I've
will relay
forgotten
that
about the
part.
rest.
I mean, perhaps it's little more than the passage of time. We are ridiculously deep beneath this home, and the water does have a way of infiltrating. Anyway, I no longer have any objection to Sam trying the wheel. If that's,
Are we ready? I mean, we don't know what's going to come out of the water. Are we all ready?
Gummer takes out his quarterstaff and casts Shillelagh on it.
I believe I am ready.
I seriously doubt I am, but I'm not going to get any further ready.
So Sam will reach up and he starts to pull on the wheel, and he looks up and he says, "The chain on this wheel is broken. It turns like that." And he kind of just goes like that, and it spins because it's not attached to anything. I could try and lift it just from the bottom. Or we could try to fix the chain, though I do not know how I would do that. My flute and my dice will not fix a chain, I don't believe.
Probably a good
Maybe.
call.
Maybe we try to lift it together, whoever.
Lyriel, you hear Rose in your head say, I can. If you let me work your hands, I can fix it.
Rose says we can fix it. Oh, because you can cast mending, can't you, Rose?
I suppose it'll really be you that's casting it, but yes, I know all the words and the motions, so yes.
Okay. We'll fix it. Rose, just tell me what to do.
Well, you've got to stomp right down there into the water, close to where the chain and the wheel is.
Lyria will begrudgingly follow this instruction.
Now, reach through and you see that bit of chain that is there at the bottom, reachable. There is a bit of chain that's sort of hanging down.
Mhm.
If you grab that and then just reach your hand up towards the part that is too high, I shall do the rest.
So grab one side and kind of reach for the other. Lyria will do so.
As she does that, you see, you hear Lyriel's voice cast this spell, and the chain that's hanging on top sort of comes down to meet the other. And as it meets, probably only Lyriel's close enough to see this, but as it joins, it just kind of joins together like it was never broken. Seems
Once
to be
it's
fixed.
fixed, Lyria will quickly back up out of the water, back behind Sam.
Shall I try again?
Indeed.
Yes.
Yes.
This time, as he turns, slowly and steadily, the portcullis rises. Slowly and steadily. And is now in the up position. And those of you down near the bottom, Sam and Lyriel at least, can see into this very large and half-submerged chamber, which is filled with a somewhat thick cloud of rolling mist.
I really
Should
don't want to
I
join
go
here.
inside?
I think we have to.
I don't think
Wait.
we have a choice.
Rose,
Hmm?
do you think that Walter is in there? Do you think that's who is in there, like Cormac said?
I'm not sure you could call it Walter anymore. But yes, in a way.
So sorry.
She thinks yes.
Okay. Before everyone goes in, Oksana, as Rose, is going to start humming the tune and say Walter and hum the tune. Is that
Remember,
you?
Oksana, remember, you are trying to soothe, perhaps, but that note to Drasha said that you must speak with conviction. It is as much about commanding as it is about soothing, I feel. So be ready to switch tack if necessary.
So, is everyone walking into the room?
Yep.
Unfortunately.
So, lots to describe here. The walls here are much smoother masonry than the rest of the stone that you've seen. It's probably about 40 by 40. Excellent acoustics in this room. There are lots of stone pillars which seem to actively support the ceiling, and they have no features on them at all. The water covers most of the floor and a couple pieces of stair that have broken away, but it's only about 2 feet deep, you think. There are ledges that cling to the walls all the way around. In the center of this room, there are sort of an octagonal dais that leads up. And at the top, there's a stone altar mounted with, and you see that there's these chains that are dangling, kind of touching on top of it. It looks as though there is a small white bundle lying on top of this altar. And surrounding the altar are these pulsating and fleshy tendrils. What is different is that the tendrils seem to lead toward the wall opposite you, and you realize that part of that wall and walkway is completely broken away, creating a hole inside. And there's a dark cave. And in that dark cave, there's sort of a shadow and what feels like floating things. And that is what you can see from the entryway that you are just passing through.
I
Okay.
want to say his name.
Who's fast?
So, but before he does anything, does the portcullis stay open?
It at the moment is. Sam seems to have secured it on the other side.
Okay, all right. You said that the water's only a couple feet deep.
2 feet.
Is the floor beneath it stone?
It's too murky to see. Do you want to kind of put your foot down there to see?
Yes.
Definitely.
I'm going to activate my stone cunning.
Okay.
And I have tremor sense with a range of 60 feet for the next 10 minutes, so I'll know if anything is moving on the stone.
There seems to be very subtle movement from that cave. And as you
Well,
look, there's
dark
sort of
place.
a shadow in that cave. It's not walking towards you, but you can feel it every once in a while sort of switch its feet, the way anyone would if you were standing and waiting for something.
Gummer kind of keeps his eyes on the cave, but he talks to everyone around him. I might be stating the obvious, but there's something moving around inside that cave.
So as whoever is going in steps down into the cave, you're walking in this way, and here there are sort of steps leading up to that walkway on both sides. So if you go straight in, you will continue walking through the water. But if you turn left or right, you can go up a little set of stairs and be on the sort of landing which borders this whole thing.
I think
And Lyriel wants to stay out of the water. So she'll
I
go
think-
kind of up to the right.
To the right.
Correct.
I'll let you put yourself where you think you'd be. You sort of step foot into this chamber. The water seems mostly disturbed by you walking. As you get a little bit closer to that dais, Gummer, you can sort of see now that there's carvings and paintings and the sides of the altar, and they're hideous. The ghouls is sort of reaching up, and there seems to be drips of dried blood that have sort of dripped out over the years that are still visible on there.
And the white bundle is still there, you said, right?
It is a white bundle. All you can see is the cloth.
Is it moving?
It's not moving.
He'll warn everyone ahead of time. But he will cast Mage Hand and try and pick it up. If anyone, very loudly says, "Don't do that," he won't.
So are you trying to reach under and scoop it up, or are you trying to pull it up from the top?
How big is it?
It's about baby sized.
Then from underneath, if he can.
I would sing the tune, Gamma.
So
Is Lyriel trying to say something?
She was. Lirio's gonna pull the fiddle out and play the tune as Oksana hums it.
very good.
And Cormac has the amber we found in the bedroom.
You feel as you are playing this, Lyriel, that the acoustics in this room are really good. And it sounds so rich and haunting. And it does seem like there is a little bit of movement from that cave. There seems to be like a pile of something that's not moving, but something in there that's moving. Gummer, you're not close enough to see that those tendrils extend, and they seem to go into that cave. That is where the tendrils extend from. As your mage hand scoops up this bundle, as it's lifted about partway in the air, you hear the words from seemingly nowhere. Feed him.
Just me?
No, everybody.
Oh, okay.
Very loud. Loud enough to shake the place.
Do we recognize the voice?
No.
Feed
Whatever
him?
made
That's
that
what it
sound is not human enough to have a proper voice anymore.
But it still comes up. Like the package. The package is still.
Oh yeah, the package is now in the air. Would you like to bring it to you?
Yes.
As you
Package?
move it over,
bundle.
Bundle.
it's with the bundle. As you move it over to you, you hear again, this time imploring you more. Feed him.
Oksana
The-
will say, Walter, are you in here? We've got to get you out.
The water seems to move a little more over by that cave. And no one's really walking in the water now. Sam and Cormac and Gummer are all still. Gummer, the bundle is dropped into your hand and you squeeze it. It's definitely not a baby. So you unwrap it.
Not a baby. Not a baby.
It is
Our wins where we can get them.
a very rusted and serrated dagger that is stained red with ancient blood.
He holds it up.
Don't give that to me, I'll take it. She says as Rose. Please, I'd love to have it. So my brother and I.
Feed him.
This will be his fork and knife.
I'm going
Like,
to take a
come on.
step. Good.
Sorry. We'll mage hand it over to her.
Somebody throw a ration into that cage or something.
A few seconds pass.
Cormac had something to say.
Well, it was just, that's fine. I was just, it might even be better if it says it again, but sort of in response to the voice, I sort of want to hold that amber piece up and just go, Walter, it is not yet your feeding time. It is not midnight. You need to let us leave.
Make an intimidation check.
All right. 17.
The fleshy tendrils seem to move on the dais, but they don't lash out and they don't retract. Oksana, the mage hand has brought this knife to you. It is now in your hand.
Do I notice any of the symbols or anything on it?
It's serrated and rusty. It doesn't seem to have any symbols on it. It's very plain.
Walter, what is the significance of this? Is this something that has hurt you?
You hear a noise from the cave. It is a sort of grotesque version of just a kind of baby sound. Kind of a except deeper and louder with a kind of rattle inside of it.
I don't think Walter is really here anymore.
Feed him now.
Oksana's changing back to Oksana. Let's get this thing food and leave.
Lyriel, there's a fleshy tendril moving slowly by you in the water.
Hard
moving,
pass.
moving past you.
Can Lyriel reach into her pack and pull out one of her rations and kind of here? You can have it.
Are you like handing it down to the tendril, or what are you doing
Yeah,
with it?
yeah, you can have it.
So
Feed him.
the tendril stops. It doesn't have eyes, but it seems to turn towards you. Cautiously moves towards you. And then moving at a terrifying speed. It lashes out and reaches and grabs it. It splashes down into the water, and that tendril retracts all the way into the cave.
That might have been a bad idea, guys, but too late now.
Maybe we all throw our rations and get out of here.
So there's a sound from the cave, a sort of crunching. And then there's a sound that all parents know. The baby did not like what you fed him.
Oh no.
And it
I don't know that sound.
screams. And in the monstrous version of tipping the food off of the tray, you see the piece of ration fly, and it kind of hits the side of the dais and swims down. And you hear a voice.
tried.
And this time it's not the same voice saying feed him. It's a female voice. And she says, "You shall never leave here." There's a movement from the cave. Something is starting to move towards you. The fleshy tendrils all retract at once. And suddenly you feel this sloshing moving toward you.
I am moving.
And
Do we have time to move?
emerging from the cave, I say each of you has, you can each have 5 feet. Like one big step or 2 steps. And emerging from the cave is a completely grotesque man-sized baby walking on its 2 legs. It even seems to have the little cute little rolls of baby fat on its arms, except it's 6 feet tall and bloated and gray. And strangest of all, it seems to have almost it's like a onesie of bones all put together, like bone onesie armor. And it looks
Did
at
you
you,
zoom in on that?
and it
This is gross.
kind of opens its mouth and just lets that blood curdling scream, the one that almost seems to pierce through you. And as it starts to move, it's time to roll initiative.
Oh, I tried to feed him. Maybe I should have spiced it first.
Rations do
It's
not
his
wear the
first
kind of clothes and gear we saw
battle.
piled out there.
It's first battle of campaign, people.
Yay! First
Yes.
initiative. Oh yeah, that was shit initiative. Awesome.
Is you guys have to zoom in on Walter the Devourer, because I think, is this the thing our daughter did?
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
You said to do our initiative point our dex modifier.
Ah. Yes.
Yeah. That works great.
This is new favorite die.
Oh, wait, remind me how to add myself to this thing.
Right click
So
on your token. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Thank you.
no, you're good. Yeah.
It should say
So
add
you
to
just-
initiative.
Gotcha.
If we all get in the habit of doing it doesn't actually matter if nobody has the same, but if we just always do it, then
Sure.
then it makes at least it slightly simpler.
23. What?
I
So
rolled a nat 20.
so going around the table, Cormac, what's your initiative?
11.
Lyriel, your initiative?
5.
Oksana?
23.2. I mean, 23.
Gummer, your initiative?
22.
I rolled for Sam, and he is at 19. So, the ceilings are about 40 feet high. Each of these pillars extends all the way to the ceiling. So these are floor to ceiling. The water is about 2 feet deep all the way around. 2 feet of water is rough terrain. So if you're moving through the water, you're moving at half speed. And with that, I think we can begin. Oksana, it is your turn. You are up first.
I am going to cast Eldritch Blast with giant bowl of blood and guts, and honestly, I try to make it look like whatever Walter is looking like. 21 hit.
Oh, yes. 21 hits.
Okay. Ow. Is 6. Wait. Ooh. Yes. 6 damage. No. Yes. 6 damage.
'Kay.
Sorry.
Very good.
It's force.
Blasts the side of his fleshy right shoulder. Kind of turns its head toward you.
5, 10. No, Steve. I don't think I have that. Yeah, no, that's my turn.
Walter will use a legendary action,
Damn it.
and he will melt into the wall.
No, Walter.
And he will
Make
come
things
back.
wrong.
And he'll come back out of the wall right there. And he kind of, Oksana, he just really does look like a baby, just kind of like,
What with
Except-
has his face
except
weird?
gray and flesh falling off and very sharp teeth. Gummer, your turn.
Gummer sees him do this. Okay. And I think he's going to change tack slightly. He rubs on his thighs to try and get like the blood moving to cast jump on himself.
Okay.
So that's his bonus action. And then then he's going to jump. And I want to make sure I have this right. Yeah, so I can use 10 feet of my movement to jump 30 feet.
Okay.
Should take me about there.
Mhm.
Then he's going to take his shield, which is this like strange mass of brambles, and he's going to lay it down on the ground, and it's going to kind of snake off of his arm. And so in the space 20 feet by 15 feet under Walter, it will recreate the effects of spike growth.
Okay, very good.
And I can try and mark that. And then Gummer should still have a little bit of movement. And he is going to not grab Oksana, but kind of pat her on the shoulder. Like,
You grab me.
I'm right here, and we may not want to be this close to him. And that's my turn.
So let me put out this spike growth. You said 20 by 15? Yeah, I'll let you do it. It's much better.
Can
Okay.
you see it?
Yeah, I see it perfectly.
Okay. All right.
Okay. It is Rev Samal's turn. With his bonus action, Rev Samal will cast Shield of Faith on Oksana. Oksana, your AC is now 2 points higher. So you go from, I believe, 16 to 18, as long as this is on you.
Thank you, Sam.
Okay. Mark off. $10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He will take a shot with his bow, I suppose. Actually, there might be something I can do that's better.
Do you want one of us to play him?
Oh, yeah, no. We will channel our divinity and use it to imbue our weapon. So for 10 minutes, we have +2 to attack rolls made with the weapon. And it can cause normal or radiant damage Sam / my choice. So I marked that in D&D Beyond. Let me make sure that that is now computed. Seems to be. No, it's not. Okay, have to do that manually. Okay, that'll be Sam's turn. Walter will now use a second legendary action to once again melt into the wall. And unmelt here. I will say that melting into the wall will cause a step in the spike growth, so we can roll the 2d4 once for damage on that.
That's 5 piercing.
5 piercing. Okay. All right. Still not Walter's turn. Cormac, your turn.
If you wouldn't mind, remind me how high the dais is in the middle.
Great question. I would say it's about price. The dais itself's probably only about 5 feet high, and then with the altar on top, add another maybe 3 feet total.
So even when we're like up on the edge, like we haven't, we're certainly not looking down on it.
No.
It's high.
Yeah, no, it's
okay.
quite high.
And I think I will head there, just to see. And one of us at least should make sure there's nothing more to see at the dais, and so I will try to do so. 5, 10 with the difficult, 15, 3, and I don't know how much you want for actually climbing up. But I have 35 feet of speed, so I've got 15 left. I don't know if that.
So I would say
and up there.
Climbing to the top and standing would be 10. So
Okay.
you have enough time to get up.
Right, so I will get up on there.
As you climb up, you can sort of, as you put your hands on it to climb yourself up, you see that there's a ton of dried blood and like, scratch marks on this altar. Looks like it's been used many times.
I regret this already. Well, Walter, I think it's time for you to feel some of the cold of the grave in which you belong. He will flick the diamond ring on one of his fingers, a little pulse of energy. Kakuvavari. And I will cast Chromatic Orb at Walter the Devourer with cold.
Ooh.
So to hit
Yeah.
is a dirty 20.
Yes, that hits.
Very nice. And my... I know they've changed this some, but yeah. Okay, 3d8. Boom. And in fact, 2 of them are 7s, which is both a good number, and Chromatic Orb jumps like Chaos Bolt now. So first of all, that's bad because there's nobody else here. We'll see. So anyway,
You can only
16
hit us.
cold. Yeah.
16. So
Yes.
this blast of, you want to describe what it looks like?
Yeah, so I mean, it's again, so I sort of have parts of him are a little bit stone based, and so he's got the diamond that is the thing for the spell. So he sort of flicks the ring, and there's this little pulse of blue light that comes out of it and sort of shapes around it, and he just kind of throws it with his hand like that and sails across a little burst of cold blue energy.
Okay. So blasts it, smacks Walter head on. You guys can almost feel the cold wind coming towards you, and it blasts Walter, and he just sort of reels. And again, almost looking like a baby about to fall. Flopping around with his zombie baby self.
Now it does.
He cries a little bit.
It does say the orb leaps to a different target of your choice. Not you can make it leap or anything like that. So I guess I don't have a choice. I don't suppose I see a target I'd like to hit within 30 feet of him. Like a tendril or something.
Yeah, the tendrils all retracted before he came out.
That's what I thought. Well then, like I said, this is a new version of this for me, and I'm dumb. I should have used it in a single target battle. But I guess I have to pick one of my friends to hit. Sam's right next to him. It seems to make the most sense that it just bounces over. I have to attack again, and I can hopefully miss. But I didn't. The better roll. I don't think that'll miss even Sam with a 22.
A 22 hits.
Sorry, Sam. Even worse. 18 cold
God.
damage. Jesus.
So this chromatic orb blasts Walter, and then it explodes out, and Sam takes this full brunt of it, almost as though when it explodes, it gets even bigger. And Sam just kind of reels back like that. And he looks down, and it's almost like his little pieces are a little frozen now. That's quite a smack that Sam took.
I'm sorry. For a moment, you didn't look. I'm sorry.
He doesn't say anything, but he does kind of look at you like.
Well, lesson learned on that one. That's all I got.
Okay. Walter will use his final legendary action, and he reaches up. And as he reaches up his right hand, you know how babies get kind of long nails if you don't cut them? Well, imagine they're like almost a foot long, giant claws, and he'll try and slash at Sam standing right in front of him. But that is a 10, so that will miss. So he kind of reaches out and clumsily, like a baby, just sort of. And Sam doesn't really even have to duck. He just kind of has to go like that. And that misses him.
Sorry to do this, but Sam needs to make a concentration check.
Of course he does. And so it has to just be 10. What is my Constitution? Is +3? Yeah, he's fine. The shield on Oksana stays up. Cormac, bonus action. You finished?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you.
Very good. Lyriel, your turn.
From where I currently am, can I tell if, not knowing Sam well enough, can I tell if Sam is really hurt or just inconvenienced?
Mm,
I guess I could also, if it's not an action, call out
Sam
to
is
Sam. Sam, are
about-
you okay?
probably a head taller. And Sam will look up and go, if I had receptors, I would say that hurt a lot.
Okay. I'm going to first, as my bonus action, cast Healing Word on Sam.
Okay, very good.
And that will be 2d4 plus 2. No, plus 3. That's 4, 2, that's 6. So that's 9 points back to Sam.
Nice.
And she'll kind of like on her fiddle play a calming tune. And just kind of speak Sam's name softly for that.
Gummer and Oksana, you're close enough to see some of the ice crystals that have grabbed onto Sam's armor just kind of sort of slide away.
And then after she plays that kind of calming tune and speaks Sam's name, she's going to cast Dissonant Whispers
Okay.
at Baby Walter. And I need a DC 13 Wisdom saving.
Wisdom saving throw. That is a 3.
Okay. So Lyriel is going to change her playing into like minor, very scratchy, not playing well of Clara's Waltz. And that's what her Dissonant Whispers sounds like. And so he will take, math is not my strong suit, 6 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
And he has to use his reaction to move as far away from me as possible using the safest route.
So there is no safe route away from you. Spike growth is not safe. I guess, can he get... I'm going to measure, and if he can get further, then he'll go to the left. So he is almost exactly 30 feet from you. And if he moves, be 5, 15, 25. Almost exactly. So we'll say that he does move into the water.
Okay.
So he definitely does move. You do feel like the whispers didn't seem to hurt him as much as you would have liked them to.
Shoot.
So it did get
Got it.
scared, but it didn't seem to brain melt the way it sometimes does.
Got it. Okay. And that's my action. That's my turn.
Okay. Walter's turn. He will use his action. So I don't think anyone is. Actually, they are. Okay. I need everyone except Lyriel to make a wisdom saving throw.
I don't add on this one, right?
No, not the saves. The saves are already counted.
17.
17 succeeds.
15.
15 succeeds.
15.
15 succeeds. And that's just me. Sam rolls a 3 for a total of 6. So Sam is afraid of Walter until the end of Sam's next turn. So he has... No, sorry. Let me see. Doesn't make any sense.
Does he have to repeat the save or something?
He gets to make the save again at the end of. Sorry, this is sort of a custom monster. So let me just see as a part of it that doesn't seem to make sense. No, yeah, that makes sense. An aura of dread would make you frightened. Okay. Sam is frightened until the end of Sam's next turn. And now, with its action, Sam did not actually take any damage, so the concentration doesn't matter. So now you see the baby sort of go like that. And I need Oksana, Gummer, and Sam to make Constitution saves now.
Is
This
this
is
involved?
worse.
Is this involving poison?
It is not.
6.
6 fails.
Dirty 20.
30-20 succeeds. And Sam. Con save. Sam rolls an 18, he succeeds. So, as the three of you stand there, Walter just, and as though he's popped on the back, he spits up, except what he spits up is a giant cone of black bile acid. Sam and Oksana, you turn away enough to not get the full brunt of it. Gummer, it hits you steady on. So Gummer, that is 20 points of acid damage. Oksana and Sam, you take 10. As this black bile acid just pours into you and sears through your skin.
I am bloodied.
Walter will now use...
Wait.
Hmm?
How do you know that I got hit?
So this is a spell where I don't roll to see if you got hit.
Okay, it's
So-
gotcha.
And you made the save. So sometimes when you make the save, nothing happens and you're good. In this case, with this particular, it's not even a spell, ability, when you make the save, you take half damage.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. So Walter will then use his bonus action to use Phantom Step. And he will fade into the floor now.
No, Cormac.
And he'll come up, Cormac, right behind you as you hear this bubbling. And the baby just kind of looks up at you. And that's Walter's turn. We are top of the round. Oksana, it's your turn.
Oh my goodness. I don't know how to do what we're doing here, but it. I think that I will cast well, first off, my movement. When I pass Gummer, is it rough terrain? If I
Yes.
don't want to step in his thing?
Yes. Imagine that you both turn sideways. So you can move past him, but not fast. It will be the same passing Sam.
It's okay. I will stay there. It's good for me. Okay. I'm going to cast Scorching Ray,
Oh, okay.
and that is 3 rays at one target. Or at
Yeah,
several,
so-
both we have one. Okay. So I do. Okay. Is 21 to hit.
First one hits.
The first one is 3. Do I roll again d20?
Just 3. Jeez.
This will not hit it. Yeah, 7.
7 misses. So the first one manages to catch him in his fleshy leg. The second one flies high.
The third, 15 to hit.
15 just misses. So that
Oh.
one actually goes right towards him, but it hits a piece of his bone onesie. And the bone onesie kind of poofs, but you can see that underneath there's no scorch mark on him.
Okay. All right. Well, I will stay where I am, and as a free action, if possible, I will shout out to Cormac. Cormac, behind you! You look so good! And this is my turn.
Okay. All right. Walter uses first legendary action to take a swing with his bone claw at Cormac. That is probably going to miss. 15?
A 15 would just hit, but I will call out Pala Kilpi. And for a moment, a big image of a stone gargoyle flashes into existence and blocks the blow for me as
So-
a shield.
He reaches out, and suddenly you guys see this image of this gargoyle just leap. And it's like, there's almost like a noise as it hits this shield. And it kind of. All right, that's that legendary action. Is now Gummer, your turn.
Sorry, Gummer is not feeling great. So he's going to say, buck up, you old bastard, and cast Healing Word on himself. For 9 healing, which I will take. Then he will use 10 feet of his movement to jump. Walk right there. Can I see Walter well enough?
I would say that Walter has half cover from that spot.
If I'm
Bias is
there.
fairly tall. There is fine. That'll do.
Okay. Yeah. All right. And then he will cast. So he'll reach up into his beard and he'll pull out what looks like almost like a little lightning bug. And it'll kind of twirl around his finger and he'll send it flying at him as he casts Starry Wisp.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's a 14 to hit.
14's going to miss.
All right. And then we'll move right there, and that's his turn.
Walter will use one more legendary action to try to take a crack at that shield. That is a 18 to hit.
Nope, with the shield still up, it
Still
doesn't.
bounces off the shield. Same thing, and kind of looks at his hand and looks back up at you. All right. It is Sam's turn. Sam is frightened and he cannot move towards Walter. So he will shoot his bow from there with disadvantage. Actually, no, absolutely not. Sam is going to lay on hands on himself. Yeah, he's going to go ahead and use the whole 15 on himself. That gets him back looking good, and he was not. I think. Yeah, no other bonus actions. It makes sense. Actually, is lay on hands a bonus action now?
It is now.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. Okay, so we'll still take our shot with our bow at disadvantage.
Isn't that nice?
We are not proficient with the bow, and that'll be a 5. So we don't need to roll again. So he heals himself, and it gets good, and he goes, and he kind of launches the arrow, but it goes way wide. And Sam always, I am not as good with the bow. And that's his turn. As his turn ends, he becomes not frightened anymore.
Nice.
I hate to be this person, but question
Mm-hmm.
so that I know. Does he have to re-roll for his concentration?
He would if he'd gotten hit, but he didn't get hit.
Just
Yeah.
a question, because I don't usually
Actually, no,
roll
I have
anything
to-
that has
I
concentration.
do have to roll it for the acid
The acid.
thing that happened to him.
Yeah.
He's fine. 19.
Sorry, not trying to be a teacher's pet.
Nope,
just
no,
asking.
please. We all have to remember these things. I can't remember everything. So, especially now that we, hopefully, if anyone watches, we'll have people on the internet screaming at us if we get it wrong. So, Lyriel, your turn.
Wait, is it not Cormac's turn?
Oh yeah, that should be me.
It's solely Cormac's turn.
I guess I should try to use it wisely then, huh?
Let's not shoot our friends.
Yes, I'm sorry, everyone. I thought I could do this without risking their assistance, but you see what happens when I try to do it myself. And mostly for flavor, but because I can do it as a bonus action in the space on the other side of Walter, I will cast minor illusion, and it's sort of, I think it can only be a 5-foot cube, so it's a little bit short, but it looks like a stooping gargoyle. You can it just sort of shimmers into existence there, and really looks like quite powerfully built, with one of its arms is like sort of deep into the water, and that's all really just for flavor or possibly some slight distraction, as I then cast Maximilian's Earthen Grasp, and it kind of looks like that gargoyle's hand comes up out of the stone of the dais to try to grab him.
Okay. So that is a save from me, yes?
I believe so. Strength save.
Strength save. I am strong.
These things happen.
14?
Yeah, at this level, save is he's like 13.
So
unfortunately.
it starts to grab him, and he just like a baby that doesn't want you to put his shirt on. Flops
Stop
down.
humanizing it.
Well,
Hungry,
with that
angry baby.
not having restrained him to make getting away any better, I will hang out where I am, I think. And yeah. So the hand stays there. I can use it for things again in the future, but that's my
Okay.
turn.
All right. So, not having a way to go anywhere, Walter will use his last legendary action to take that swing again at you, Cormac.
How many legendary actions does this kid have?
The Reaper round. Is that shield still up? I think it's not,
No,
right?
it would have been at the beginning of my turn.
Shield
It
goes back down.
goes.
Gotcha. 2. That does not matter. That is an 8. So again, he just kind of waves, and this time it's almost like he's trying to sweep your legs, but he just hits the side of the dais, and Walter feels very clumsy at the moment. All right. That is those. Lyriel, your turn.
Lyria will call out, Oksana, are you okay?
I am bloody. I could
Okay.
use help, maybe.
Okay. Then Lyria will play another calming tune, whisper Oksana's name, and cast Healing Word as a bonus action again.
Thank you.
And so you will get, I don't feel like doing math,
What? Just
8 points of healing.
Thank you.
Um,
So much better.
and then I guess I will cast. Let me see whether it makes wisdom saving throw. I guess I will cast Suggestion.
Lyriel would know this. Suggestion creates the charmed, and undead
Mhm.
cannot be charmed.
Oh, this stupid undead baby.
He's undead.
I've got nothing against
Cannot
this
be-
thing then.
Cannot be charmed. He can be commanded, but not suggested.
All of my stuff is psychic, and I could tell that he did not take the psychic damage he was meant to take. I'm just gonna cast Vicious Mockery anyway.
Okay.
And she will call out, I'd play a dirge in your honor, but even my fiddle has standards.
So Walter didn't understand what you said, but he did understand your stern tone of voice, and he rolled a 7 on his wisdom. So he just does kind of like,
That does not meet. DC is 13, so he takes 2 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
And
Does
he
that-
has disadvantage
something
on
else
his
too,
next
right?
attack roll.
that.
That part at least is helpful, considering he probably
Yes,
only took
probably
1
more
point of damage.
So he kind of
And that's the end of my turn.
waves it away. All right, his turn now. So I think only Cormac for sure. 20 feet. Yep.
Rude.
Yep. Nope. Nope. Lyriel and Sam and Cormac, you guys are going to make wisdom saving throws.
15.
15 succeeds.
Then I suppose the 18 does.
Certainly does. Sam will roll. Sam's wisdom is +3. He will roll, and he rolls a 2. 45.
Damn,
And
Sam.
he is scared again. Sam's not programmed for undead babies, it turns out. He's not. This is not where his whoever
not his forte.
whoever created Sam with a great deal of care and perhaps even ancient magic did not plan for an undead baby. So Sam is frightened. All right, so now 15. Actually, wait, no. 10, 20, 30. I have to do that too. So now, more measuring. As you see him not winding up to throw up again, but like kind of doing that hunch as though he's about to give a huge shriek.
Or poop.
Then I need yes. No. Yes. Yes. I need Sam, Cormac, and Gummer. I need you guys to make intelligence saving throws.
I'm just going to pop that there so we know the hand is there.
17.
Yeah.
17 succeeds.
Oh, but I'm so intelligent. Why must I roll a 5 on the die for a 10 total?
That fails. Sam.
Yeah, I didn't imagine that Sam
I
would
gotta tell you, I wish, I hope someone can see I am rolling these above table in
yeah.
D&D
Yeah,
Beyond,
I see
and
it.
my God.
You should so you
My
should
God.
try it seems like you've rolled the same number the past like 3 or 4 times. Try refreshing the page.
Sure,
In my
done.
experience, sometimes D&D Beyond gets stuck on the same number.
Done. Okay,
Just in
So-
case that's what is happening.
so Walter leans down and he just lets out this absolutely piercing shriek. Those of you who are far away, it's unpleasant enough. So Cormac and Sam take 13 points of psychic damage. Gummer, you take 6.
So, although I'll probably wish I still had my reaction for shield in a moment, I'm going to use it for Stone's endurance and
Can I
try to
just
shake off some of that damage.
sorry to interrupt?
Sure.
Q,
What's
can I just remind you? Is it David does have inspiration, heroic inspiration?
Oh.
True.
Would
Sorry.
you, as a table, would you like me to re-roll that roll that I just rolled, or would you like me to save it? I'm not going to choose. You guys got to pick.
How is he looking?
If it
Not great.
You then re-roll.
Yeah, reroll it.
So this will make him not frightened. And this is a wisdom save.
wait, which roll?
The
Oh, okay.
actually, wait, no, it doesn't matter. So we're rolling the damage he just took, right? So I will put 7 points of damage back on him as he now made that intelligence save. So instead of
Great.
taking 13, he now took 6. Cool. I'll let you guys tell him that we used his inspiration, but I'm sure he'll
I think
approve.
he would appreciate it there.
I think he would too. Yeah, it's very likely that he would. Okay, so that's first action with the psychic scream. Second, he does get to take another attack with his claw. Cormac, you are the only one within range,
Sure. I did do the concentration the first time, and I'm okay,
but that is a 15.
which hits me
15 hits.
precisely, and I don't have any.
So,
Further reaction.
Oh,
okay.
wait, can I do something?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I
You have a
cannot, like-
reaction to save other people?
I have.
You could silvery barbs if you want. Do you
I
have
don't
silvery barbs in
sil-
this character?
No, I have hellish rebuke.
Yeah, you can't do that unless it hits you.
Sorry, man.
Okay.
Sorry.
So that is 11 points of slashing damage and snake eyes, 2 points of necrotic damage.
Ouch.
Cool. Real cool.
This is going real well, guys. First combat. Yay.
So the claw comes up and finally he hits something with it and he slashes across Cormac. Cormac, go ahead and make a concentration.
Yeah, I did for the first time, but I gotta do it again now for that. That'll be, what's my con save? It's a 12, which, even with those added together, is.
Yeah, it didn't take more. Yeah, 12's fine. 12's good. You're good.
I mean, I'll
Okay.
do concentration if I go unconscious any moment.
Okay. All right. That is Walter's turn. Oksana, you're up.
What is the thing behind Cormac again?
It's my earthen grasp. It's like a hand made of stone and earth that can grab people and hurt them.
Yeah. It tried to grab baby person, but
Just failed.
baby Walter was
Okay.
too strong.
Baby person. Well, sorry. All right. I would like to cast command,
Okay.
and it is wisdom 13. Do I tell you what I want to say before you?
I think it's more fun if you make me wait.
Okay.
So my wisdom is +1, and I rolled a 3. That's a 4. I am not rolling hot, ladies and gentlemen. Sam and I are like together on this.
Sam rolled better once I had you refresh D&D Beyond.
Hang on, let me refresh my die. Nope, that's
You made a
it.
point of telling me
Nope.
that you prayed for
That's
our
a
dice, but
6-2.
not Q's.
I
But you forgot
did.
Q was going to be
Okay.
running
Poor
Sam.
Sam.
I rolled until I got a 17, but I fail command. So
Okay.
depending on what you tell me to do,
I just want to make sure I do the right thing.
How many words do you get? Do you get a certain number of words?
One.
it's just 1.
Oh, 1.
I will just say grovel, and then as free action, I will say, "You little evil baby is creepy, but I kind of interested in more." So that means the target has prone condition.
I
And-
don't want to be prone. So
He's gonna
I
use
am going to
legendary action.
use my. Oh, should I do this? Ugh.
It is your wife.
I'm worried about that. I'm worried about
Do you have a nice couch? Is that
something
what
may
you
happen later. We have like 3. None of them are nice though. They're all crap. Yeah, I got to do it now. I might be dead by the time I get to do something again. So yeah, I'm going to use my legendary resistance, and I now succeeded on that.
Oh, did he? Oh, I forgot. He attacked Cormac, didn't he? And he did not roll with disadvantage.
I'll roll again. Cormac will appreciate that.
I forgot about that. Sorry.
What did we do to him? I can't remember what you did.
Except, unfortunately,
I did vicious mockery.
That's right. Unfortunately, you reset me, so I rolled an 18.
Damn it.
If I hadn't refreshed, it would have worked. Okay, so I'm
cursor dice.
So I use my legendary resistance to not be commanded, and I will not be groveling because I use that and I get to pass.
What? Okay, I would just this. What would have happened if I had asked him to halt?
Ooh, great question. Probably the same thing. I was saving that for something, but looking at 2 full rounds of getting wailed on by 5 people, one of whom is eventually going to be not afraid and divine smite the living crap out of me. I want to stay alive now. So I live for today and not tomorrow, because I might be dead by the time I need to use it.
That is the end of turn for
Okay.
Oksana.
All right. Walter. I do have something different, but I don't think I'm close enough to him.
Legendary actions, man.
Oh, actually, I am close enough. No, I'm not. Sorry, Cormac. He's going to take a swing on you.
No, Cormac's favorite.
That would be an 8. So, very confident after his last slashing and feeling like his luck has turned, he just splashes the water next to you, and it feels kind of gross, but it does not hurt.
Or undead baby.
All right.
They probably missed because I'm swaying on my feet.
Yeah. Good. Gummer, you're up.
All right. Gummer's gonna move here, and he's gonna tug on one of the vines in his beard, which is gonna kind of unspool, and he's going to try and whip it around him as he casts Thorn Whip.
Whip it real good. Baby.
That's a 17 to hit.
17 hits.
Okay. That is 4 piercing damage, and he gets pulled 10 feet towards me.
5. Okay. So, since we're not exactly diagonal, I'm going to, in owlbear, I'm going to roll a d4. And if it's odd, then I get pulled onto the spike growth. And if it's even, then I don't. That's a 4. So it pulls me there.
Okay.
This is not good.
Okay, I've used 5 feet of movement. I will use. We've seen Cormac get the. I mean, due respect, get the living crap knocked out of him.
He's standing up like on, he's dancing on a table in the middle of the bar. So yeah, for sure, 100%.
Okay.
And wobbling right now. From...
100%.
Then I will cast Healing Word on him, and I will just shout, "Get it together!"
Get it
For
together.
9 healing. I will use 15 feet of normal movement to get there. And fuck it. I will move. Sorry, pardon my language.
No. Continue.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I will jump there. And that's my turn.
Okay, there we go. I am not near anything. So I do nothing. Because I have many things, but those things do not do anything if I'm where I am.
Yay.
So, all right. So I messed up here. So it's Sam's turn. Sam, still scared, will shoot his bow with disadvantage. Well, his bonus action. I can't healing hands myself again. Cannot lay on the hands again. My other one is I will have to actually hit to do it. So longbow with disadvantage. That's looks like a nat 1, but somehow actually no, that's a 2. So that is a 5. Sam still. I have not gotten the hang of the bow yet.
He's camping. This is what he is doing.
I know, right? When I arrive back in 2 weeks, I will be better with the bow. So he's no longer frightened, and that ends his turn. Actually, I guess he can move as long as I'm not moving towards something. Yeah, we'll go right. We'll go right there. I don't think it makes any difference. All right, and his turn. Cormac, your turn.
Yeah, well, it looks like moving the hand is the whole action, and that would be a whole second time to crush.
Sorry,
It
did
can't
he
just
have
move and
to
crush.
do concentration again?
He hasn't gotten hit since the
Oh,
last
yeah,
time you rolled
shit,
it.
he hasn't.
Gosh, Lyriel.
Sorry,
Dude,
I'm
man.
just trying to understand the
Dude.
rules.
People on the internet will yell at you mercilessly. Got to get everything right.
Do not care.
I
Our
don't want-
game.
I do what I want.
Subscribe or no.
Well,
continue.
I think, I'm just going to somewhat reinvigorated. He turns to Walter the Devourer, and he has one of his little stones, and he says, "Anfalixen Train," and fires a firebolt at Walter for a very, very, very low roll of 8.
8 does not hit.
And I am just going to get down off of here and go around there. Because it might make the spaces next to me more susceptible to hand attacks in future. That's all.
Okay. That's his turn. Lyriel, your turn.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
An above table question. Temporary hit points. How do those work?
So I'm going to have someone else explain it. Luke, you want to
They're
take
like
this one?
Think of it like a shield. It's a buffer.
Okay, so if I do something that gives somebody temporary hit points, it would give them like
if they get hit,
3.
it removes temporary hit points, but
Okay.
before it removes normal hit points.
Okay, that's what I thought. I
And
just
isn't
wanted
it-
to make sure.
Isn't it that sometimes there are some spells that raise your max HP, meaning you could heal up to that?
Aid, yeah.
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 it's
And
not-
this
it's not
and these you cannot
Ah.
heal up to them once they're gone. They're gone.
It's just they're just there as a buffer before.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. So who are the 3 hurting the most? I know Sam, probably Cormac, and then is Oksana or
I'm fine. Thank you.
Gummer's-
Okay,
but I can do it for 3.
It's cool as a cucumber in the corner.
I can do it for up to 3. So if anybody has any damage whatsoever, or whoever's closest, I don't know. You kind of made him mad.
I would
Gummer,
say
so...
you did see Gummer get covered in acidic.
Oh, that's true. Okay,
So,
so I'm going to expend one of my bardic inspirations, and Cormac, Sam, and Gummer get nice 12 temporary hit points,
Wow.
and she's just gonna play like just a calming song on her fiddle.
Wait, Bardic Inspiration could give you health now?
It's my mantle of inspiration. I can
Oh,
expend a
okay.
use of
Yeah.
bardic inspiration
So
in order to
like-
do that.
I was playing a bard for the long time for the wrong way.
Also, if anybody wants to use a reaction to move up to your speed to move, you can do so as well. And you would not provoke an opportunity attack if needed. So if anybody wants to move of those three, they get that as well.
Well, Sam
Like
should
only
come
one of us,
first.
or all of us can.
Any of you can.
Okay. I am.
Any and
Sam
all of
should
you. Up
come
to all of you.
closer to me.
Yeah.
Because we are saved by.
So Sam got that too, right?
Yes.
So that
Dan, Cormac, and Gummer.
May seem crazy, but I really want to go look at the cave. And since it's no longer piling up with Gummer, I'm willing to do it.
who would like
Piling up
wh-
with a Gummer.
well,
would
I don't want it to
anyone
be all in
like
one area.
would anyone like Sam to move?
Yes, I want him
And
closer
we'll move
to
if you
me.
want.
Oh,
I-
I'm closer to Walter, but Walter moves around, so
Although,
Well, I think
what
he,
do you
I mean, I would think
Summer?
he might want to move closer to Walter because he's not terribly great with that ranged weapon that he's using.
'Kay.
He also can't smite with a ranged weapon. It has to be a melee.
he's got to be just,
I'm
I mean, character-wise, tired of being
90%
frightened
sure.
and not being able to go closer.
Yeah.
This is
That
true.
would be.
This is true.
Okay.
We will take
David-
responsibility
5,
for this.
15.
I think Sam would move
25.
closer.
We'll give him there. That's fine.
David
Okay.
would do.
I also think David would make
Yes.
Sam move closer.
He would.
Okay.
So that was my bonus action, and as my action, I'm just going to cast Vicious Mockery at him.
Okay, very good.
And I need a Wisdom DC 13.
Say 13 exactly.
Ah, boo. Must succeed or have. Okay, so he doesn't take any damage. It's not even halved, so he doesn't get anything. And to be honest, because he can't understand her, Lyriel just made a bunch of goo goo gaga noises at him.
Okay. All right. Walter's turn.
Are you finished?
Yeah, I really didn't want him to get another turn.
Yeah.
know.
Unfortunately,
I don't think
I
he needs another.
am done. He's gonna attack Sam now, and I feel bad. I was hoping to give him
Who?
disadvantage.
I'm looking around, who has hurt Walter the most?
Probably Gummer.
I think it's still Cormac. So I will Phantom Step, fade into the thing. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And so, Cormac, as you're sort of popped off and you're racing, all of a sudden you just get to this spot and Walter just up right in front of you. That is a natural 20.
Oh,
Exciting.
No,
So
I cursed your dice.
that's a lot. With the bone thingy. Okay, it's off. Get back in.
Can you cast your gargoyle thing?
Ooh.
Not on a natural 20. I will have to look at the order of operations for whether I can use Stone's Endurance or not if I
Okay.
put it down.
I'm glad you got the sort of. Okay, so that's
Hey, I gave you 12 temporary hit points.
he's gonna need them.
Yeah.
On the first hit, that's 22 points slashing, and
Cormac. My
snake
love.
eyes again. So that's only 4 necrotic.
So 22 plus 4. Now, so Stone's Endurance does say when you take damage, you can take a reaction to reduce the damage. So it's not like healing back up afterwards. So presumably I can do it right now.
Yeah,
on the
you can do it right
damage
now.
stemming.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
let me-
Yeah. Do it now.
I was like worried if I would better use it if I
Don't wait to
down.
get hit again. Do it
No,
now.
no. I just wasn't sure if it took me out, which it would, whether I would lose the reaction. So
Gotcha.
it's just going to reduce that by 8. So 26 minus 18. I will still be up for the first one anyway.
No.
Boom.
Bad baby.
So,
No.
Yep. No. So for the concentration, it would be DC 13 this time.
Does it count that I reduced the damage?
What a good question.
So I
a
reduced it
great
to
I would think you
18.
would. That makes sense.
It does
Sure.
say reduce the damage. So then I
Works
guess
for
it
me.
would only be 10,
So
which
it's
is
only 10.
exactly what I rolled, which is why I
Okay, very
pushed
good.
me for it. But
Very good.
I don't know if I'll ever use the hand again anyway. But
I will take it out on you by taking another swing at you. And
Yeah,
I
please
totally
do.
wasn't going to before, but now I am.
That's
I was
fine.
going to. Right?
That's what evil things do, and you have to be the evil things.
14.
14 does not hit.
14 does not hit. So the first one
Yay.
cleaves you, just slashing down. But you use that sort of gargoyle to kind of push some of it away. And the second one kind of hits near you, but it just kind of scrapes on there.
Huzzah.
So I use my bonus
But I'm
action.
baby.
I use both my actions. I still have my movement. Yep, definitely. So we'll call that 10, 15. And I will end my turn right there. All right. So we are top of the round again. Oksana, you're up.
I am I do not like these. I will move up one. Hang on. I'll move up one and aim my Eldritch Blast at Walter Blood and just every feeling she ever had about Cormac and Sam and maybe Gummer, she puts into this bowl of disgusting. If it ever would be, it would be now. 17.
17 hits.
Sorry, I got excited. Okay. Now she will build her love for Lyriel.
Good vibes.
This is 10. Actually, wait, did I roll the right thing? Yes. It is 10.
10 points. Boom. Blast into him.
He's force damage, by the way.
So you blast him and it kind of pushes him. He kind of smacks his head against the wall.
And he is still up. Okay.
He's
I will
very-
take a step back
He's super up.
in the corner.
He's
I hold
super
the
up?
Corner.
Yeah, super up, super up. He hasn't taken that much damage.
Are we going
Man, we
to
just have to hurry up and
pause from
smack this
game?
mofo.
Or
I don't know,
are
we'll
we
see how
going
it
to be
goes.
able to finish it?
I don't know. Does anyone need to step away before we hit 11:30? We might finish, but we might not.
I'm okay.
I'm good to keep going.
I've double checked.
Okay. All right
Okay.
then. So we'll try and finish her up if we can. I've used many of my tricks, and I cannot use that many of them again. Okay, that was Oksana's turn. Walter was going to go for Gummer, but now, being pushed into the wall,
Oh, you made the baby angry.
you might be too far away.
You
I
made
am-
him angry.
You might be
I am
too
up here.
far away.
He's down here.
Yeah, I think you are, but I'm going to make sure. Yep, you are too far away. So
Huzzah.
we will use our legendary action instead to take a swing at Gummer
Oh,
with my Bone Claw. That
my lethal.
15. 15's going to miss.
Fuck your bone claw.
So it comes up like that, and right as you say the F word, it goes.
You said a bad word, Gummer.
bad.
To the poor undead baby.
Startled Thorn. Might as well startle Walter.
So Gummer, it's your turn now.
There's something about being like immediately attacked by it that brings out Gummer's like reptilian memory of his father. And he says, Walter, stop it now.
Okay. So
Does he
McKinnon,
have any reaction to using his name?
if you want to, is this like free action, bonus action, action?
I'm asking you, I guess.
We'll call it free because without holding the amber, doesn't even register.
Oh, good to know,
So
Cormac.
that's free action, doesn't count.
Toss me the shard.
All right. I don't like Walter being this close to me. So, Gummer is going to. Yeah, Gummer is going to use the disengage action.
Okay.
Move 5 feet. Jump 30. And Sorry, I'm trying to.
Freaking hiccups, man.
I don't know how much I'm gonna like doing that. So I think he will.
Oh, I'm sorry. Gummer, on your turn, and this won't impact anything you did, I don't think, but I do need you to make the save to see if you're frightened. So that is a wisdom 14.
That's a 16.
So then you're fine. On you go.
Yeah. I think that's it for him. So move 10 feet. And then we'll move his other 10 feet. And that's it. That's his turn.
Okay. Not having anything to swing at, Walter will melt into the wall
Don't you come for me.
and he'll pop up right there.
What did I just say?
He was coming anyway.
Bad baby.
He kind of turned and saw the dwarf
Does he
go and
walk?
did
Like,
everything.
how does he?
Yeah,
How does he like actually?
he toddles like a baby.
But he was born stillborn. He shouldn't be able to walk.
I don't know what to tell you.
That's horrifying.
I'm not telling you. At least he doesn't climb the walls. It could be worse. All right, so that's that legendary action. It is Sam's turn. Sam is going to say, I do not like this bow. And he's going to dash 10, 20, 30, 40, 45, 50, 55, and get close at least.
Get him, Sam.
And that's Sam's turn. Walter is not scared of Sam at all. So he's not going to shift away, which Joe would do. Q would do that, but I would not. But Walter would not. So he's going to take his swing at Lyriel instead.
Rude baby.
Lyriel, that is a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah, take your silences.
Yeah, that hits.
So that is 9 points of slashing and 6 points of necrotic. For a total of 15.
Ouch.
That is final legendary action. Cormac, you're up.
Yeah.
Say his name.
Well, the problem is, like, I don't know what to try to make him do. Like, I mean, so I don't necessarily want to blow an action on it, but with any, with just from being closer, do I have any better idea if there's anything interesting in the cave hole?
Oh, you can totally just look for free. It's just bones and guts. It's
Great.
it's all the
present
it's all the
for
bones
us.
of the people that used to be in the pile of clothes outside.
Yeah. There's not like a little door that says this way to leave this horrifying house.
Definitely not. Definitely
You just
not.
have to convince me to open
I
it.
wish.
If you'd like to
Maybe
use an
some
action
later.
to try and look, you can.
Yeah.
No, there's nothing.
I am going to, rather than not be sure what to do with it, with yelling at him with the ember and not having great charisma, I'm going to head in Oksana's direction. And then when I get as far as I can go, which won't be quite far enough, you have the choice of whether you want to. Oh, you can't go through the stupid spikes, though. Forgot the other. All right, I'll go across the water.
Did you throw it as an action?
Well, possibly. You don't want to see me throw something in this that's going to be in the goop and be gone forever.
Yeah, that's pretty
Um,
fair.
Fair.
No.
40 feet without, Tavern Brawler. That's pretty far.
So it would be. Forgot the spikes.
You never know.
Well-
She could Misty Step or something.
That's true.
I don't think she does, but she could.
I will just say that you can trust me to be badass. What I say.
That's true. Well, I want to be away anyway, so it makes sense regardless. I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. I have 35 as a Goliath, and then I will once again attempt a firebolt from here.
Right, very good.
That's a 22.
That's going to hit.
Come on. 6. Not terrible.
Okay. So, as you burn this thing, it turns. And it seems to puff up. And then it seems to swell.
You made it angry.
And we are going to double in size.
How
He's
good.
like bloater.
That's all we're doing. We're getting bigger, and we're really mad now.
You
Oh my
made him
God.
angry.
Well, I don't know what else to try to do with him.
I'm not opposed to running. Oh, wait.
If you want to try, and I will hold up the amber. That's me.
Okay, Lyriel, your turn. This baby
Okay, I
just
have
got
a
really
question.
big in front of you.
I have an above table question for you.
Ask away.
You told me that I would have known that this baby was immune to charmed effects.
Yes.
Is sleep a charmed effect? It doesn't say charmed, it says incapacitated.
I don't know. It's definitely not. I don't think it's a charm effect. I will tell you, since we're above the table and there's no reason not to, he's got a lot of hit points left. So how many hit points can you sleep for?
I don't think it works that way anymore.
It's not the same anymore.
Oh,
This
okay,
is
go for it
anymore.
then.
If
It's
the
not a
target
charm, right?
falls, no. If each
If it doesn't
creature
say-
in your choice in a 5-foot radius sphere centered on a point within range must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or have the incapacitated condition. If the
Go
target
for it.
fails the second save, the target has the unconscious condition.
So I roll saves twice to see how it goes. Gotcha.
Cool.
So,
But
okay,
it
cool.
doesn't say it lasts. It's concentration up to a minute.
I
The
think I
spell
stay asleep
ends
until
on
I
the
get
target.
hit,
No,
right?
it ends if it takes damage, so it's not worth
Right.
it. Okay. Thank
Okay.
you for talking that through with me. I'm going to cast Healing Word on myself. Because I'm hurting. At second level. That's 13. Sorry, guys. Can't take care of y'all. Got to take care of myself. And then I'm going to try to stab the baby.
I should have made you make a wisdom save to see if you're scared on the beginning of your turn.
Okay, well, I will do that now.
14. DC 14.
I am scared.
Okay, so you can still stab him, but it's with disadvantage.
Then I'm just going to physically roll for that because I don't feel like dealing with D&D Beyond for that. Okay, well, I can't get any worse than that. That's an nat
Okay.
one.
So having this thing just now looming over you, this giant baby looking down at you, drooling gross on you, it's disconcerting, to say the least.
Scary, bad baby. Okay. Do you want me to undo my healing or
No,
leave it?
no, the healing, you can still heal when you're frightened.
Okay.
In fact, it makes a logical sense. Ah!
Okay, just checking. Okay, then I am done because that's my action and my bonus action.
Okay. So, Mr. Walter. Makes no sense.
Actually, can I ask a question? Can I
Sure.
talk to Rose without using an action or a bonus action?
You can have, the way I sort of do it is it's sort of like,
It's in my head.
one sentence is it's a time thing. One sentence is a free action. So you
Okay.
can say one sentence to her. Let's say it can have one comma.
Rose, if you want to come out and attack this thing, that'd be awesome.
And she'll say, next time, shock it.
Oh, that's true. I could shock the mofo. Okay, thank you.
Okay. It's Mr. Walter's turn now.
Stupid Walter.
Done
There's
that.
Something like
I
these.
cannot do that again yet. Oh, I can do that now. Okay. Actually, makes no sense to do that.
Sure, it makes total sense to just lie down and die.
Because I do
He
that.
should totally do that. He's a baby. He should take a nap.
Yeah, makes no sense. All right. He's taking one swing at you, Lyriel, and then we'll see what happens.
Nap time, Walter. Nap time.
First swing is a 10. So
Nope.
I'm rolling terrible except for that one nat 20. So slashes at you again. He's gonna try one more time. That is gonna be a hit. That's a 25.
Oh,
So that
bad
is
Walter.
10 points of slashing and 10 points of necrotic as well, for a total of 20
Ow.
points.
Okie doke.
A hush goes over the
I have
table.
I have a bonus action. I could fancy
hurt.
that, but it makes no sense to do so. So I guess I'll just stay put. I'll stay right there. And that is my turn. Okay,
Okay,
top of the round. Oksana, your turn.
I will. What? Or is
Uh,
that something?
Sorry, your turn.
Yes. Yes, it is. Okay, I will create my ball of Eldritch Blast, and I will include DM in very strong feelings that I have for all characters, and see if this helps. That's a nat one. Cute. We're divorcing. Oh, and then I will be like, it is not in the cards. Someone else. And I'm
No
staying
bonus
right in.
actions? Does Oksana not have any bonus?
I do, but it doesn't make sense for me to use it
Got it.
right now.
Well, I think are you out of spell slots?
Oh fuck yeah.
Okay. So, Lariel, with my legendary action, this is a bad news, good news situation. Which would you like first?
This happens in our house all the time. This is what we say.
Give me the bad news first.
Walter's going to try to devour your soul.
Oh, great. Awesome.
The good news, it's a charisma save. And if you
Okay.
make it, nothing happens.
You should make this.
Make a charisma saving throw. The DC is 15.
Is there anything I can do to help?
If I roll terribly, assuming Q allows it at his table, you could gift me your heroic inspiration.
I would let you do that.
Because technically we had to do that before session. So if you're okay with it.
Let's
see how. I have a +6 to charisma, so
throw them around. Why
we
not?
could be okay.
Inspo's inspo. Let's throw them around. I'll put it in the house rules for next time.
Okay, you want to give that to me? Yeah, that was a nat 1. You're going in time out. Is Q going to allow that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you gifting me your heroic inspiration?
Yes, Oksana, love you.
Okay.
You should do
Okay.
that.
Okay. And what was that? Okay, hold on.
That is
What
a
was the DC?
DC 15.
Okay, and that. Okay, that's an 18 on the die.
So
Thank you, Oksana.
Walter kind of leans over you and he puts his hands on the wall and he kind of almost inhales and you feel this part of you try to like pull out. But then it pulls itself back in.
Joke's on you, I don't have a soul.
You are just fine. All right. That took 2 legendary actions to give that a try. So, Gummer, your turn.
Is Cormac still holding out the amulet?
Sure.
You mind if I do it?
Try anything.
Is it a free action to grab it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an
Gummer
action to
will-
use it, though.
Okay. Gummer will jump here. And again, like putting on his father's voice as best he can. Walter, I told you to stop. Now be a good boy.
Hey, make an intimidation check.
God.
I can't aid, right?
I wish I could give you
Nine.
bardic inspiration.
No, 9's not going to do it. So he kind of looks up and then realizes you're not one of the people that yells at him. So he just-
Not effectively, anyway.
no, that's-
Like our house.
okay.
Okay, Gummer's gonna say, "Damn thing's broken," and he's gonna hand it to Oksana.
Sounds got good charisma. You could do worse.
Yeah, and that's his turn.
Okay. Using his last legendary action, he'll go back to Old Faithful and he's going to try to claw you, Lariel. I don't even think he's noticed that Sam's there yet. That is a 15. Wait, no.
Oh,
Nope, that's a 10. That is a 6. That's 10.
not it.
So, again, he's over and kind of just cuts his claw on the wall. And nothing happens. And now it's Sam's turn.
Smite him.
Sam will say, "Might the power of Lathander smite thee!" All right, guys, rolling a D&D Beyond.
Now,
Can
can I
all-
ask, what is
Yes.
it that has forced everybody to start their turns figuring out if they're afraid? Is that just
Yes,
everybody's
you're
close
so
to them all
right.
the time?
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, come on.
Sam rolled a 17. He's
Okay, good.
fine. He's fine. No, it's good. The internet stopped screaming at us the second you said that. So Sam's fine. He's going to take a swing with his longsword. Sam has to roll a 9 or better. That is a
Yes.
9.
This is man.
That is a hit.
Rough.
So
Smite the fuck out of him.
he is certainly going to divine smite the undead thing. So one thing at a time. First, just the sword swipe. That's a 6, not bad. So that's 11 points. And now 3 d8s of divine smite.
Yeah.
Because he is undead, so he gets an extra d8.
Are you gonna roll them all together? Like-
I rolled real good.
Real good for us or real good for you?
Real good for Sam. That's 19 points of radiant damage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So he absolutely just lays into this thing. So
So good looking.
There's a deep metaphor here about not being afraid.
Walter's looking a little rough. Walter's looking a little rough at this point. Except Walter just like and turns kind of
Because Walter didn't even realize he was there.
It's like when you're bathing a baby. They're like,
also what is the sap condition? Disadvantage on next attack roll.
Oh, that's right. That's the first time anybody has hit him with a weapon.
That's a hell of a turn.
Very good.
Alrighty. So that legendary actions are used. So we are to Cormac then.
Yeah, boy. I don't suppose Lyriel said out loud anything about the shocking him business. No.
No.
So it's not worth me risking. I wouldn't. I was like, only if I knew that and can choose damage types would I be willing to risk another chromatic orb after what I did to Sam. So it's not happening. Yeah, I could maybe just try to pin him there, but we got to try to get rid of him. So firebolt it is. Bad 10.
Nope. 10's gonna miss.
Yep, that's pretty much all I have worth doing.
Okay. Lyriel, it's your turn.
Okay, first off, I'm going to heal myself because I am down to 2 hit points. Okay, that's 13. 13. And then I'm going to take... Oh, hold on. Heal. And then I'm going to take Rose's suggestion and I'm going to cast Shocking Grasp.
Okay.
Sorry.
Is
I'm
he...
pulling a Joe. Wisdom save?
Wisdom save.
Oh, no.
14. I think. Might be 13.
13 or 14?
It's 14.
Okay, that's 8.
You're scared. You can still go for it.
Okay. And he's not wearing armor made of metal. He is wearing bone.
He's
right?
wearing armor made of bone. Yeah.
Okay. Lightning springs from the hand to deliver a shock to a creature you try to trust. Make a melee spell attack against the target. Okay. Can somebody... So that is what I roll plus my proficiency bonus? Or...
You have a spell attack modifier. That
It's a
shows
spell
that at the
attack.
top.
So it's
Yeah.
just, yeah, it's just your spell
Oh,
attack.
okay. Plus 5. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Thank you.
But
with
disadvantage. Right.
Damn Gummer.
Gummer saved us from the internet. It's a save every time.
That's a
yes,
7.
no longer.
Not
Oh.
even close. I've just made myself the villain.
You are. You're the villain.
Half the internet is
the entire
screaming.
Comment section is gonna be flooded.
Now the internet is screaming at each other.
I like how when it's me doing it, it's Joe. When it's
All-
you doing it, it's Gummer. Come on.
All, all 7 people that are watching are really mad right now.
Bro, I was gonna say all
All
3
right.
subscribers. There's not even
my
a way
one
to
friend,
have
my
that.
friend who has watched our one episode, she's really
One
mad right now,
person-
guys.
One person's conflicted, can't even vote.
I bet Levanto will subscribe. There's a joke for
Oh
one
my
person.
gosh.
All right.
That's so funny.
So Walter's turn, and then we're going to stop. So can Lyriel survive 2 claw attacks?
Oh my god.
Actually, no.
First one at disadvantage.
First one
Sam
with
just hit him
disadvantage.
really hard.
The sap. The
Except-
Oh, yeah,
sap
that's
straight
true.
from Sam.
Except my psychic scream has recharged. So I will shriek. And Lariel and Sam have to make intelligence saving throws. That is a 14
Oh.
that you need to make.
Damn.
Give it to me.
Do you have
Sam
another
fails.
character?
You're going into
prepared?
timeout too. You get the dunce hat as well.
Can I assume that that did not succeed?
It did not.
Did not.
Both Sam and Lariel will take 10 points of psychic damage.
Muriel.
Lariel's gonna die, y'all.
So
It's
Lariel,
okay.
are you down?
No.
You're not.
I am
Yeah, I thought-
bloodied.
Then the claw comes for you then.
Shannon, make him sleep on the couch tonight. The most uncomfy couch you have.
Lariel, that's a natural 20.
Oh my
At
god.
disadvantage?
Wait, no, disadvantage. That's right. That's right.
Ah, thank you.
That's an 11.
Thank you, Gummer.
That does
Thank
not
you,
hit.
Gummer.
Thank you, Gummer.
Gummer. Gummer is now back on list
He
of
giveth, he taketh away.
He's kind of neutral right now. Just saying.
Makes 0 sense to do anything with my bonus action, so I will stop and we will see if you guys can kill Walter Baby next week.
Oh,
As we are
man.
past our past time.
yes. This was promised. Yay, guys, that's awesome.
This was promised.
All right.
It's awesome for you. You're not down to 5 hit points.
It's
I am.
okay.
should
You
roll
know,
another
having a different
character.
class. So you can always make everybody loves new characters.
And it's like
Nobody
it's
has
like,
gone down yet. I
Yeah.
call that a win.
yeah, yeah,
I
no.
got down to
Like
2
their
hit
reactions.
points.
Yeah,
I was
and
down to 2 before I
we're
healed
halfway
last time.
we're halfway through the second phase, so of 2.
Of
There will
2,
not be
right?
there is not a phase 3.
Of 7.
There is
No, I
not
mean,
a
look, that was
there's not a phase
fear
3.
rolls and stuff. If Sam was on him from the beginning, it would have been over.
Yep.
So,
I went D&D
Sam just
Beyond.
waxed him. Sam doesn't even have
Give
to
him the
use the
same
spell
rolls.
slot for that first smite, so yeah.
Mhm.
Actually, wait a minute. He's scared to death of Sam. I'm going to use my Phantom Step and get the heck away from that. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
No, stay away.
All right. That's it. That's it for us.
All
this week,
right.
guys.
Bye, guys.
Great game.
Bye,
Lovely.
guys.
Good to see everyone.
Have a good night.
Good night.